channel is called Z as in, where we do arts, crafts, and sometimes fashion. My name's Jamila, and today I made trinket dishes. Just little polymer clay dishes. As you can see, they're very beginner. So this is a first part in a new series that I want to start, where I start a new craft that I've never done before, and we kind of learn together. So as opposed to sewing and decoupage and stuff that I know how to do, this is more an experimental format. That having been said, you'll see in the video I tried some things that didn't work so well, and some things that work a lot better, and some things that experts say don't do, I did anyway, and it turned out alright for what I was doing, but we wouldn't recommend doing it. Just keep that in mind as you're watching, that this is not one of the things that I'm a professional in. I've never done polymer clay before. So we're going to learn together. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me what you want to learn next, and I might consider doing it. I'm probably not going to do it if it's knitting though, because I've tried it and I'm not good at it. I don't like it. But anything other than that, make sure to comment below, like and subscribe. Okay, So this is the technique that was a little bit of a fail. Actually, a total fail. Lots of artists will use alcohol inks. So I like to draw with alcohol markers. So what I did here was dab the clay with a blue marker to try to turn it blue. It barely tinted it. So use real alcohol ink, y'all. So this technique worked a little bit better. It created a nice swirl that I ended up painted over, but I basically just used eyeshadow to color it. It more tinted it than colored it, so I wouldn't recommend if you want like a strong color. This is off camera a lot, I'm sorry, y'all. I am new to YouTube, and so sometimes I make mistakes like this. And like the introduction, I'm sorry about that too, because the blur effect on that did not work the way I wanted. Anyway, this technique, yeah. So I'm doing this right now with the blue, but I used yellow in another project, and that turned out really well. I kept that. The blue went more swirled, which looked really cool, and I wanted to keep it, but when I ended up painting over everything else, it just didn't make sense. So the reason why I'm using nail polish here is because, people use chalk and mica powder, and did I say nail polish? I meant eyeshadow. You know what I mean. I'm not recording this. So eyeshadow, it contains mica powder, so it's all the same thing. By the way, that's me using a alcohol jar. Bottle. A glass bottle. I'm not re-recording this, y'all. I'm sorry. That's me using a glass bottle to roll it out. Most people use a roller made for clay. I use a bottle. I mean, I bought the 6-pack, and I can't drink now, so I poured it out. I didn't want to waste everything, so that's what I use. Anyway, I'm pinching this into a jar-like shape. This is the first technique I tried, which was like an upper pinch. And now I'm rolling out the foot. This is supposed to be a pun. You'll see it. It's like a Monty Python pun, like the foot that goes. But the pun there is that I'm dipping my feet into it. But really, it's just smashing the foot down. Yeah, I outlined it with aluminum foil that I just kind of glued and molded together into a foot shape. You can see me doing that there. And I use liquid Sculpey, because you can't see what I'm doing, so I'll tell you. I use liquid Sculpey to just kind of make everything stick. And right now I'm just kind of squeezing it and molding it together and then blending it with my fingers. Not the best way. I got tools to blend it from now on, but at the time I didn't have them. So this is me blending and creating without my tools. I do have an X-Acto knife, so there's that. Yeah, there's the foot. I think I'm creating toes here. Yeah, this was like a week and a half ago. And I apologize for that, y'all. The thing is, YouTube is like my third job, so sometimes I just don't have the time, and I'm sorry about that. And that's why I noticed that the foot was too big, like under the toes were like too tall, and I didn't want to have to redo everything, so I turned that into a rock that the foot is on. And you'll see me paint it later. Alright. Trying with the mica powder, girl. Which, really, it's eyeshadow, but either. By the way, y'all, before you come at me for wasting eyeshadow, which I'm sure you won't, because they're like 2 subscribers, and they're probably family members or good friends. Hi, y'all. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Anyway, before anyone mentions that, which again they probably won't, eyeshadow expires. In fact, the yellow one I use is over 3 years old. Don't keep your eyeshadow that long. Unless you want to tint clay, in which case go ahead. Oh, so I rolled it into a snake, like a snake shape. I put liquid Sculpey there, and then I just started blending the quote-unquote grass into the water there. So you're going to see it's supposed to look like a little pond, and I'll have to paint over it to make it look better, because the only part of it that turned out good without painting was the water. And after I started painting everything else, it didn't make sense to leave it. There's my reflection with a double chin. Lovely. Making off camera. Smoothing, making off camera. I think I'm making rocks so that the rock under the foot makes sense. Yeah, and there I was doing a technique, I forget what clay sculptors call it, but, hatching, I think, cross-hatching, where you just kind of make little marks onto both sides of the clay that you're about to stick, and then stick it. I know it's good for air-dry clay. I don't know if you're supposed to do it, or, well, I know that you're not supposed to do it, so there's that. I don't know if you're supposed to do it with oven-baked clay, but I did anyway. I tried to put little words in there, but they didn't look good. So that's me cleaning off my finger marks and any blurring that's in there with rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. I'm not really keeping up real well with these voiceovers because I keep going to a tangent. I'm sorry. But this is called Learn With Me, not tutorials. So I'm not all that worried about telling you what I'm doing because it might be wrong. Alright, I seem to finish that. Moving on. Oh, nope. More rubbing alcohol. Okay. By the way, shout out to the awesome meetup group of other crafters in the Triangle area that I was doing a Zoom call with. Awesome ladies, very nice. Okay, here, and very supportive too. Okay, here I'm working on the second one, which is the yellow one. This is my favorite. I think it turned out really cool. So at first I tried to do the same pinching technique as before, and I was just going to flip it over and create a little lip. But when I flipped it over, it kind of made sense just to go with it from there. And if you can see, yeah, so it's dipping down a little bit. And I decided that I liked that shape better. So I just kind of went with it. Again, not on camera. I'll work on this. And you can see I'm just putting them straight into the tray. I wish I'd taken a couple of layers of aluminum foil just to even that out, because the bottoms have the little marks on them, but it doesn't really matter. And there's the heart one. That's my last one. And I'm just making a big, thick snake size, well, not size, but shape, snake shape, and gluing it directly on there. And then I'm going to smooth it out. I think the key is to make a larger and fatter snake, put it on the side of it, and then just do a really good job of blending. like with a blending tool. I'll go back and do another polymer clay, just so y'all can see the proper ways to do this, and I'll actually film it in center of the camera frame, or I'll become infamous for not doing it. Either way, this is not the last time I'll work with polymer clay, because I have 2 more packages of it left. And because I have a really neat idea for my bathroom now that I've kind of tried this again. And I will say, it takes a lot of aluminum foil carving to make something that's actually a good shape, I think. I think the aluminum foil does a lot of the work there, and you just place a flat piece of clay over it. But we will see. We'll see if my new technique there works. And I think for this heart, I gave up on the eyeshadow because it wasn't, I could definitely recognize I wasn't tinting it well. And I had leftover paint from other projects, so it's not a big deal to just paint it afterward anyway. I also didn't really have a plan with the heart. I just thought I liked it. I wanted to do one more little tray. And that's me building up a little bit more height to the heart so that it really can hold things, and it's a good surface for that type of thing, like almost a bowl shape. Alright, and I think this is about ready to bake. Yeah, so I'm going to go and put it in the oven, and this is it after the oven. I followed the directions on the polymer clay packet, which was about 15 minutes in the oven at 275 degrees. So, pretty simple, and I hate baking. So, if I can figure it out, y'all can figure it out. And here's where I'm blending the colors. I don't know why I'm using a gray. I don't remember this. Oh, the rocks. Yeah, that. Rocks are gray. In fact, I can look right over at that dish and see the colors that I used. So, gray. And after that, it just didn't make sense to keep that, like, light powdery blue. Even though I thought the swirl in it was really cool, I just had to paint it. And I tried to maintain as much of that swirl as I could. You'll see later how I do that. I'll keep that a surprise for later. But it just didn't work. And I had a hard time keeping it on camera while I painted because I have to see what I'm doing. There's the blue. And that's my favorite shade of blue. I have like this giant thing of paint with that color. So that's why I picked it, is because I had it. So I tried to really water it down so that you could at least see through it a little bit with the swirls. That was doomed because this is acrylic paint. So it's not going to be see-through. I tried patting some of it off, but I didn't like the way that looked either. And I kept adding water to it to at least try to water it down so that you could see the swirl, but none of that ended up coming through in the end because dabbing it off just made it look messy. So you can see I'm just kind of resigning to it. I'm putting blue and putting it back. Later I might use actual alcohol ink, but I've also found that I do like using acrylic paint to just paint over it. I like painting and I have acrylic paints around, so that's really convenient. And this is me kind of making the skin tone for the foot. The Monty Python foot is really pale and kind of gray and kind of pinkish. So you can see I'm trying to imitate that a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to stop the voiceover for a little bit, y'all, and hop back in if I do anything worth voicing over. See you in a bit. So with this part, I ended up doing some little blue polka dots off camera. And that's because as much as I love this pink color and I thought it was perfect for the heart, I also love that blue color too much not to use it. And at the end of the day, it's my trinket dish. So I gotta do what I like. So yeah, and to keep my paint overnight, it doesn't work for any longer than like overnight, but I put it in a plastic Ziploc bag. Also, I don't know why the color is changing here. I think it's just that I recorded midday or something. I'm inclined to bring. I'm not re-recording this. I'm sorry. I'm inclined to blame the geese, although they don't control the lighting in my apartment. They're loud and annoying, and they come out at certain times of day. And you can see me just putting a layer of Mod Podge there. It did make it slightly sticky, so I wouldn't recommend, but I don't mind it. It made it shiny. And here I'm just using a gold Sharpie to go over the edges to give it that gold effect. I just wanted gold. And I had it laying around and thought, hey, why not? Oh, and off camera, I also used Mod Podge to seal the yellow one. And there they are. Yep, so this is around the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun trying this out, and now I feel like I've learned a lot about clay and clay making. Check out my description box below for any shout-outs I might do. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. You know, I'm a new small channel, so anything you could do would mean a lot. Thank you. Until next time, happy crafting.